Hey everybody, how are you? It's Friday for those of you that need to hear that because I think we're all in this whirlwind and we don't know what day it is right now. But yeah, so here we are. I'm waiting for Christine from the Lace Factory to join us. Oh, I think she's sending her request in now. Let's see. Okay. Hi.
Hi, Carissa. How are
Good. This is much better having somebody to talk to instead of talking to your phone.
you?
It's so much easier. Um, I'm
Absolutely.
I'm
Can you hear
hiding in my bedroom right now because my whole family's home today, so I had nowhere to go.
me? No worries.
So, how's it going? How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, good. Let me just tell everybody a little bit about what we're doing today and what we're talking about. I just wanted to kind of stay in front of everybody and, keep in touch with all of our vendor friends and just see what they're up to. And, I originally wanted to come to the Lace Factory and walk around and do some live video and things like that. Obviously, we can't do that right now. I don't know if you saw before, I did some photos, kind of like a little photo tour of my stories leading up to this.
I
So
absolutely.
you did see it. Okay, good. So I did try and give somebody or people some information and some video, some photos and things like that. So, but we can talk a little bit more, and you can tell us a little bit about the Lace Factory. And I know you guys have a special going on right now for elopements. Do you want to start a little bit by telling us about that?
Sure. So we obviously with current situation and mandates, we've done some rescheduling and accommodating. So what we came up with was something that we thought would help not only current couples, but those other couples that might be interested in getting married this year, even regardless of current situation. Is we've developed a super small wedding package, and what it is right now it's up to 12 people, and it's a package where we provide a justice of the peace, unless you have one of your own, an officiant, and you also get included in the package the bar and dinner. And it's a 3 hour package, and it's something that we're doing with some of the guidelines that we're starting in, and we've got two that are booking at this point in time. A lot of
Awesome. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi. Are you cutting out a bit?
I was just going to ask. I'm getting you. Are you getting me? Okay.
It was in and out for a second, but it sounds okay now. Toward the end of what you were saying, it kind of went in and out, but I think it's okay now. Yeah. Okay. You can hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Okay, good. I have a pretty strong Wi-Fi signal, so okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea for everything that's going on right now. I think we've all kind of had to reevaluate everything and, ways to be creative and still stay in business and still help, the couples that are out there having to deal with all of this right now. So that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think we will continue on with as well. It's not just something for this interim time period, but something that will be available to future clients as well.
oh, great. That's good to know too. Yeah, I think a lot of this, these new things, I developed an elopement package, a rescheduling package. I'll probably keep the elopement package on, probably not so much the rescheduling because hopefully we won't have to do that again. But I think the elopement package was great. So maybe I can keep that on too. So I think a lot of new ideas are coming out of all of this that hopefully will be sticking around. So,
So,
well, we'll talk.
Sarah from Brayhan is saying that I should put some earphones. If you give me 1 second, I'll do that.
Oh, okay.
Give me a minute, and I'm gonna pause for a second, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab your.
Okay, that'll help. She's saying. Okay, got
Hold
it.
on one moment.
Okay, Okay, so it's probably her feedback from her phone or her computer, whichever she's using, I guess. Somebody's peeking. Hi.
There I
Oh, it was you. I thought it was somebody else. Okay.
am.
All
Sorry
right,
about
there we
that.
go. No, that's okay. I didn't know if it was the Wi-Fi or
Is that
I
better?
guess the feedback. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So yeah, do you want to, we can kind of go through some frequently asked questions, I guess, and you can tell us a little bit about the Lace Factory in, normal conditions, I guess I'll say.
Absolutely.
I've done a bunch of weddings there before. It's a beautiful building, lots of different things you can do there. So I guess some basic questions would be how many does it accommodate, and how do you kind of break it off, like cocktail hour, ceremony, things like that?
Absolutely. So you have done several, and we always enjoy having you there.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
we can accommodate up to 230. What typically happens, we also do many ceremonies on site. We are a 5-hour package. However, we recommend when the ceremony's on site, adding an additional half hour to the package so that it doesn't cut into the rest of the event time.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, cocktail hour is typically an hour. And then depending on the dinner service that the client chooses, we do a variety of options. So there's buffet, plated, duet, family style. There's also dessert service following that. We welcome many bands and DJs in. So there's typically towards the end about maybe an hour and 45 to 2 hours. Remainder of the evening is the dance and party time. So 5 hours really goes by rather quickly. A lot of people don't think it does, but it really
It
does.
does.
And included in that is 4.5 hours of open bar as well. So our packages include all of our food and beverages and labor.
Okay, so yeah, you have your own catering company in-house. So you
That
handle
is
all
correct.
so you handle all of the food, you handle all of the, like you said, the bar, the staff, dessert. So everything is through you.
That is correct. We own the Lace Factory and Cloud9 Catering are sister companies. We're owned by the same owner, and so we do catering offsite at other places, but exclusively we are exclusive caterer at Cloud9, the Lace Factory.
Yeah. How long has Cloud9 Catering owned the Lace Factory? Because I remember, I think when I first started my business, like 12 or 13 years ago, I think I worked with Cloud9 Catering offsite somewhere. So it was probably after that time frame, right?
It was about 2009, and Cloud9 Catering itself has been in business for 25 years. It's the 25th anniversary, and then the owner, Andrea Isaacs, purchased the Lace Factory and converted it into a wedding venue.
Okay, yeah, because I started my company in 2007 under CR Socials Event Planning back then. And so if you bought the Lace Factory in 2009, so it's probably 2008-ish is probably when I worked with Cloud9 somewhere else. I can't remember where it was, but I do remember going into the storefront and meeting. I forget who your
We're still
salesperson was
there.
at the time, but yeah, no, I know. And then when I had a wedding recently, I remembered going there. So, so how do your packages typically work? Does it go by the menu? Does it go by, is there a separate rental fee for the facility itself? How does that usually come together?
Right. So we do 2 contracts, and the first contract is for the Lace Factory, and depending on, we do packages for Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. There are different minimums for those packages and different pricing for each of those days. So obviously Saturdays are a more popular date. So
Yeah.
Saturdays have the venue price itself is higher, and then the catering, the food and beverage is minimum package is a little bit higher, as well as the minimum count. Fridays are less than Saturday, and then Sundays are the least. And but Sundays are quite popular nowadays, and I think that's people don't see it as such a non-traditional day anymore. It's worked itself well into the mix.
Yeah, I think it went from the Sundays of Monday holidays, and now it just kind of became a regular time to get married. I know the last wedding I did there was a Sunday, I believe, in October.
Yes,
Um, and I think it's probably only going to increase at this point with all the reschedules and postponements. You'll probably be getting even more Sundays, Thursdays, all those other days for weddings.
agreed. Agreed. We've got some interest for Thursdays. We have had some midweek interest as well, and we're willing to do different packages and be creative. We'll do brunch weddings. We'll do midweek weddings. It doesn't have to be a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. We like being creative and coming up with some fun ideas, and we like working with not only our clients but our vendors as well to do so.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't done a brunch wedding yet, but I would be very excited to do a mimosa bar or Bloody Mary bar or something like that.
Absolutely.
So keep me in mind if they need a planner.
Definitely.
And I know when I was there the last couple times, my clients also opted for some decor rentals from you.
Yes.
So lighting, excuse me, lighting. I think they did some greenery and things like that. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about those options too?
Absolutely. So outside of the packages, we do have all our own decor as far as swags and sheer walls, photo booths. We have, ladders, various Apple ladders or different size ladders that we can hang Edison bulbs or lanterns and greenery from. All sorts of different things, trellises for ceremonies, outdoor lounge furniture, many different options. And the nice thing is, and one of the things I love most about my job as the general manager, is that I get to sit and meet with all the clients and do their planning and details meetings, just as you do with clients. And it's really fun to be able to help them create their menus, create their floor plans, the decor options, working with various planners as well when they come into the picture and adding their own touch to it as well. But we do have many, many things that are available to our clients that we have on site that we're able to install and change out. And no two weddings are alike because we have so many
No.
options.
So are they required, if they want anything additional like that, are they required to go through you? Is it a liability thing if they want to hang lights or anything like that? Is that a requirement?
Most of the things that that they are looking for, we do have. That we're always repurposing and always coming up with new and innovative and creative things every year, and even throughout the season, to add to sort of our supplies. And so as far as lighting goes, yes, we do that because we'll change in and out lighting options. We've got many. We've got all different types of chandeliers, bistro lights, all sorts of various options. And then anything that's hanging, we definitely like to do. We have a whole setup crew that comes in, and in between weddings, we'll set up. And there was other things. Florists will come in and hang various things, but again, we will assist with that.
Okay, good. And then as far as vendors too, you pretty much let anybody that the clients are hiring come in and set up. I know you have your own sound system for the DJs, but anybody else pretty much is allowed to come in as long as they have, certain insurance, or how does that?
Right. So all of our vendors have to provide us with a copy of insurance, and vendors are allowed to come in on the day of, and if other times are arranged, but the day of for a few hours, they come in and they do their setup. So florists, planners, DJs or bands, photographers, whether there's a photo booth. I saw you even posted how the photo bus, that was one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
it was so
So
cool.
yeah, so we have a big garage door in the back where we load everybody in. All the vendors load in through that way, and these big, beautiful wooden barn doors that slide open, so the bus could get pushed right on into the venue and be inside the photo booth
Yep.
bus. And again, we are open and we are very creative, and we want people to be able to have the experience and the wedding that they envision. So we really want to work with the clients and with the vendors in order to accomplish that.
Yeah, and I think there's so much that can be done at your venue too that they can do that.
Correct.
There's some other places that are just very cookie cutter. It's kind of like, this is what we offer. This is what you get. What you see is what you get. But I think even the seating arrangement, I showed, you can do a couple different seating arrangements. The last wedding I did there, they had the long farm tables in the middle. They
Mm-hmm.
had quite a few in the middle. I think they had all their family on those farm tables. So it wasn't really just like a head table like bridesmaids, groomsmen. I want to say it was like their whole family.
Correct.
And then on each side, they had the traditional guest tables. But you can do all farm tables. You can do all round tables. I mean, there's so many different things you can do, like you were talking about with the decorations. So I
right.
think you hit the nail on the head when you customize for your couples, because
Well,
I don't
thank
think
you.
I've ever seen a photo that looked exactly the same.
No, and I've been there for 6 years now, and honestly, no two weddings have been alike. There's oftentimes where a couple will do a walkthrough or a tour, and they'll see some decor items from another event, but they don't. They might get some ideas, but again, they're never the same.
Yeah. Yep. Trying to think of other questions that I get asked for, I guess logistically certain things. Do you guys have any types of noise ordinances? Does it have to end at a certain time because of music or anything like that? You
Yes,
are kind of in
so
a residential area, so.
right, we are. We're in a residential area, even though the steam train is right across the street. And actually, should mention that many of our couples utilize the Essex steam train to come in with their guests as their mode of transportation, and then leave at the end of the night on the train too. It's a very cool experience. And then the as far as the timeline goes, all of our events end no later than 10 p.m. That is the noise ordinance for the neighborhood, and we fall within that and adhere to it. So even if somebody wants to do a sparkler send-off at the end of the night, we'll cut out a few minutes early at maybe 9:45, do a sparkler send-off, and then everybody's able to either board the train or their shuttles or their transportation means at 10 o'clock. And you had mentioned that we have our own sound system. So we have Power Station Events that has their sound system in our space. They've customized it to maximize the space to its fullest potential and allow for the clients and for us to be able to create, again, that experience that everybody's looking for. It's an old building. It's an old factory.
It is, but that's part of the charm. It's
It
not a
sure
cookie
is.
cutter venue, and it's that's definitely part of the draw, I think, to people who book there. They want that
Absolutely.
customized experience and something fresh and new for them. So
Absolutely. It's very unique. It's not your typical banquet hall. It's very unique.
it is. I think the first wedding I did there was, I want to say 2009, and they did, I think before they became illegal, we walked across the street and did the lanterns. I think they're illegal now.
I
Then
know
it
what you're saying.
we lit the paper lanterns and
paper
they went over the
lanterns.
river. Yeah,
Yes,
we
they
did.
are.
Yeah, I have photos, but we can't do that anymore. So that was
No,
one
definitely
thing,
can't. Don't want to catch any trees on fire.
No. So my friend Justice of the Peace Shelley is saying, my niece had her wedding there. I officiated and it was amazing. A lounge was set up with all white couches. Yep, the lounge area is awesome. A huge coffee table, lighting and cheers. It was magical. Yeah, yep. It's
Thank you,
definitely,
Shelley.
it's so big that you can kind of break it up like that. That lounge area is awesome too. I think that's where we put the photo bus, or it was like right behind the lounge area was the photo bus. So there was still even room for all of that. And we
There
still
is.
did that. So.
It's a 5,500 square foot space, so certainly we can accommodate both a ceremony section as well as the reception part of the event. So many times we have an outside courtyard where many choose to get married, but often they make the choice to get married right inside the building. With 87 windows and all this beautiful natural light, photographers love it. Our couples love it. Even on the rainiest of days, it's absolutely beautiful in there.
Yep, it definitely is that Chinese lantern wedding I'm talking about. I remember it rained, and they did do the ceremony out in the courtyard. It was starting to drizzle, but everybody was kind of already there, so she still wanted to do it and get married outside. I think she did the cocktail hour inside in the area that was draped off.
Yes,
And then the rest was, in the reception area, but it was still bright and, light, even though it was a rainy day because of all the windows. So you're covered either way.
absolutely.
Yeah. Is there anything else? I was going to ask about the bridal suite, the upstairs suite for the bride to get ready in.
Great point. We do offer that. We have the upstairs bridal suite, which allows our clients to gain access to 3 hours prior to their start time. So oftentimes they'll have done, our brides will have done hair and makeup elsewhere and then come to use the bridal suite to get dressed in. Pictures are taken. A lot of times there's a first look that's done on premise and photos around the grounds. I want to mention also that we do provide a day of coordinator as well as a bridal attendant that we call a captain. And the day of coordinator sort of oversees all of the big picture things for the day, including the setup. And our vendors work on the day of, will work directly with that day of coordinator. And then the bridal attendant is sort of glued to the couple and make sure that they're getting the food and the beverages that they're wanting and needing. They never have to go to the bar.
Important.
We have a golf cart that they drive. This person drives the couple around the grounds in for pictures and really tends to all their needs. So that it's really a full, it's more than just catering. It's because we own both the venue and the catering company, we're really able to offer a full, package and experience for our clients, as opposed to having to sort of, go here or go there. They pretty much have one-stop shopping with us.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to use that term. Yep. One stop and you're good. Well, you guys do a great job. Everything's always on point, from the staff to the food. Everything is always awesome when I'm there. So you guys got it down.
Thank you, Carissa. Thank you.
I can't wait to get back there.
I know. Soon enough, right?
I know.
It can't come soon enough. We'll be together again soon in person.
Hopefully. I'm just going to see if anybody has any other questions here. Hold on. What did I do? Shelly's asking, are there surcharges charged by the venue for bringing in your own lighting, or is that not allowed?
It depends. It would really depend on what it is. Because it depends on, we have so many lighting options that I haven't had too many people that have said that they wanted something outside of what we already offer. But if it was something that we could work with you and or the client on, there might be a charge for installation, like a labor charge, but that would be on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, if it's something that you can do, why not? just have you take care of it and just check one more thing off your list, right?
Right.
Does anybody else have any questions? We have a couple people on. I don't know who's still on, but we'll just see if anybody has anything else. I tried to do a pre-question. Every time I do one of those sticker things, like with the polls or the questions, I always get a ton of spam, like spammy accounts
Okay.
that comment. So a couple of them were spam, and I didn't post anything because they weren't really a question. So
Gotcha.
all right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today. My phone's sliding off my little setup that I
No worries.
have
And
here.
Carissa, I want to thank you for this opportunity today to share. And I look forward, you had mentioned about doing a tour of Lace Factory. So once we are open again, I would love to be able to do that so that we can share with you and all your followers
I would love to
some
do
live
that. I would
footage.
love to come and do some live. I think I even have a little video I may repost from the October wedding I did there. I just kind of did a run through of everything being set up. I'll go and check and see if I have that, and I may just post that again, kind of like a little tour
Perfect.
after this. But yeah, I can't wait to get back there, and we'll love to see you soon. So
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. And thank you, Carissa.
Thank you so much. Bye. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye. You
Bye.
too.